All right. So what's the date today? It's May 25th, right?
25th, yeah.
May 25th.
Yep.
Um, Here with catching up with my good friend Rajie. Wow, it's been so long since we've actually hung out.
I know, right? Really, and it's cool because we can like text each other anytime, maybe a voice note here, maybe a Facebook message there, but it's always such a good time when I get to sit down in front of you and kind of jam out.
Totally, totally. And there's a real reason for our meeting today,
Yes.
where we were inspired by one of our mentors, Wim Hof,
Mm-hmm.
who they call the Iceman, and experienced his cold water therapy. But he's challenged us
Yeah.
to, 4 Mondays in a row. So for a month, every Monday, we're going to do nothing but water, do nothing but
Oh,
liquid.
what? No, wait, time out. This is actually a challenge that like Wim Hof put out and other people did.
Yes, 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 yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
God.
yes.
Okay, that's so funny because all I saw was Tim wrote he's fasting every Monday, gonna try it out. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna do that too. And then this morning you shared that thing about Wim Hof, and I was like, oh, awesome. Is Tim gonna lead us through like a breath thing today?
Well, we could do that too,
We should totally
but
do that. I'd love it. I love that practice. Oh, that's so funny. Cool. I'm super in and even more excited about this now.
yeah. So this is like 4 weeks in a row. Every Monday, we're going to do nothing but liquid for the day.
Great.
Now, I mean, Wim doesn't really recommend coffee, but you know what? I I,
Yep.
I allowed myself coffee without cream, without
Yep.
sugar, but
Yep.
I got my
Awesome.
coffee going here. I've been nursing this one for like 2 hours.
Just taking sips. See,
Totally. And putting it back in
okay.
the
Yeah,
microwave and yeah,
yeah. We gotta
totally.
outsmart ourselves, right? It's great. You know what? And it's funny on our post on Facebook. That's why I wrote, I will allow myself juice, water, and tea. And because I had just made an awesome green juice after my bike ride this morning,
Nice.
and it was my first day of getting my bike back and taking it for a ride, and it feels like my Pegasus, man. Like it just
That's so cool.
feels
That's so
so good
cool.
to be back on my bike. I'm like lit for summer, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad to hear that you came back to Canada. I know you've been on some travels. You went down to California area, and then you ended up in Mexico.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about that a little bit. What was it? What was it that called you home?
Whoa, great question. So I always say heart is home, right? But there is also this element of your geographical location uh, and roots, or where you want to kind of put roots down. So what really called me home was my heart. And for one of the first times, I left, and that whole experience being in Mexico City and having this whole thing break out, I was getting text messages and phone calls from my friends saying, Raj, are you considering coming back? Because my close ones and my friends know, like, she'll go. Like, she loves to go. And it reminded me of this instance where I was in Japan when the earthquake and tsunami and
Mhm.
radiation stuff in 2011 happened, and I was again faced with this moment of, should I stay or should I go? And my family was like freaking out. Friends again were like, you should come home, like, that's not your country, just come back, come back. And it was that time Tim, like, I really kind of became a fatalist, in the sense of like, you know what, if I'm meant to die in Japan, I'm gonna die in Japan. And I was okay with whatever the fate of my outcome was at that point, because I felt safe. And and I don't know, I saw what was happening in Japan and how resilient the people were and how they were coming together, and I'm like, I'm gonna stay. I feel like it. I feel safe. And I remember telling my brother that. I didn't say those so many words to my parents, but I told my brother, and he was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? I was like, dude, just trust me. I'm not coming back. And so fast forward to March, to COVID, and here I am in Mexico City, still like feeling safe. Like, what is up with this virus? I've been tracking that, Wuhan scenario virus since January, and I'm like, yes, okay, so now I knew something was up. And it was 4 days, and then I just decided, like, okay, you know what, my heart is saying go, and this time I go, and I go back instead of staying. So that's pretty much what brought me back here. And I feel like I was rewarded for that decision because of this place, this little cute little bachelor apartment that I'm in right now. Can't believe I found an awesome spot in the beaches, and I got to like make it my own. So here for 3 months, and now I'm considering doing a 1-year lease. So lots has changed. Yeah.
So you're near the water there where you are?
Yeah, like right there. So it's like, whoa, God, like, whoa, Spirit, thanks so much for providing everything that I desire and really need and want. So yeah, I feel really special about that. And the dude that I'm renting from, Damien, he's awesome. Just like such a nice guy to let me completely change the apartment.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. So let's see. He's supposed to come back July 1st, but I really love it here, Tim. And I'm like throwing out different scenarios, to see how I could possibly stay here longer.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
On the bed.
That's awesome. And I just want to acknowledge your communication with your intuition and your instinct, and listening to that, to being where you are right here, right now. I mean, you and I met through Warrior Sage, the Accelerated Evolution program, where we learned some processes that really help us intensify and get that stronger connection to our instinct and our intuition. And I was very special time to remember us studying together and getting to know you. And you were already in that state quite a bit, but then as we did this processing, you went even further. So now it's really cool to see you stretching out and doing different things, but then also knowing, hey, it's time to go home. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, right?
Oh, wow, Tim, that's so awesome. Thank you so much for reflecting that and reminding me. It was a very beautiful time, that training. And honestly, my life has not been the same since that training. This work, the AE work, man, is so deep and so awesome. It feels like it's so far before its time kind of thing, but it's like, now's the time, and it's like more and more and more. That reminds me, this morning, or even like a little bit of yesterday evening, I like got this intuitive hit, and I was this wave of, I feel like there's gonna be like a giant mental health crisis that's like a wave that's about to come. And I know we were already in it, with people were stressed out, traffic, work, money, all that. It was like now this is a different level of, I guess, like pushing the psyche. So that was just something I kind of felt into. What do you think about that?
No, I'm with you completely. I mean, this pandemic experience and being at home and everything falling away, no more commuting, what's important, what's really important in life. And we get down to, it's shelter, it's food, it's family, and, we really haven't felt totally the financial part of it. I know that many people are already, but I personally haven't felt that yet. But when those things really start to come in, it sort of strips away everything that was this illusion, which was life, right? This life before COVID there's a lot of illusion that is being stripped away in this moment. And that can be kind of scary.
Yeah. Why? Because we like our illusions, right?
We do.
Our illusion's like safe, and it's like we know what it is. Here's the thing: it's the uncertainty that's really effing with people. Honestly, Tim, if I didn't have my spiritual foundation right now, I don't know where the fuck I would be right now. Like, it is such a tumultuous time, And the uncertainty of like, you know, like when is this suffering going to end? Let's just say this is suffering, or you're in pain of some sort, and you know, like, okay, after I get the needle, because you know you're taking out blood or whatever, you know that it's going to end after 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can deal with it, you know, or I'm gonna, you know, run that hill, and you know, as soon as I get to the top, whew, it's gonna be great. But we don't know when it's gonna end, and I think that is a really challenging place to be.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And, you know, and so again, with the simplification process that I talked about, that really all we can hang on to is the present moment.
Yes, yes, I was just thinking about that. As I was making juice, I was like, all that matters is right here, right now, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
all of our training.
and what a beautiful place to live from. I mean, and this is actually kind of forcing us to do that.
To do that.
Yeah.
Indeed, for sure. And, you know, I was thinking about intelligence and how awesome intelligence is. And sometimes, you know, when we slow down, we allow for the channels to of intelligence to flow through, because everyone's kind of like tuned in to that. And I guess what I'm talking about with tuning in is emotions, uh, feeling, feeling, feeling our feelings, and allowing that to, you know, really be our guides. Because if we're all following, it would be a lot easier, I think, to like Abraham and Esther talk about this stream, downstream or upstream thoughts. And I never really got into their work until maybe 3 weeks, no, a month ago. And I picked up a book. Whoa, man. Like, and that's another thing, Tim, things are sticking. Like, teachings that I remember or kind of new ones I'm coming into, they are, especially ones I find are resonating with me. I'm implementing them, and I'm seeing very fast results in conjunction with processing thoughts and emotions. So what a great time to do some healing or, you know, self-discovery activities right now.
It's an amazing opportunity to upgrade right now.
Yeah.
Whatever that is for you, you know, whether that's intellectually, whether that's emotionally, whether that's spiritually, whatever that is, it's a great opportunity. There's no doubt about it. I mean, even in financial markets, this is a great time to invest if you had money to invest, of course, right? So, you know, what is your investment in yourself? I mean, today we've kind of put a challenge on ourselves with this fasting. Okay, so, you know, we have all been feeling, okay, we're lacking certain things. Certain things, everything's being stripped away slowly here, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, what we've created today with this fast is a little bit of a microcosm of that. Okay, and so we've stripped away food.
Yeah.
And hunger comes up, right? It's a byproduct of that. And I'm going to ask you, what is the emotion attached to being hungry for you?
Interesting. Like a starving, but then it goes into a little bit of abandonment. Which one's more pronounced? I'm missing something. What's that emotion when you're missing something?
Like a lack? Like a lack?
Like a lack, yeah.
Or a loss? Or a loss?
Or void?
A void, yeah. Sure.
Is void a feeling? Yeah, you can feel void. Why not?
Emptiness is a feeling.
Yeah,
emptiness. So is that what you're feeling?
Sound like I'm hungry right now. Like I really want to drink something. But so when I first started fasting, though, I was like battling myself in the sense of like, why are you depriving yourself? Like, stop. Like, you know, it's right there. Just go for it. Like, why are you putting yourself in intentional suffering?
Yes.
That was a fun one to unravel.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, I mean, this is the challenge between our mind, which is saying, "Hey, you can eat anytime you want,"
Mm-hmm.
but then there's our will and our intention, which goes, "No, I've committed to doing this. This is
Yes.
what I will do today,
Yes. Yes.
regardless of the fallout of that, regardless of the challenges around that. This is
Yeah.
what I'm doing today." So, mind, get out of the way. My
Mm,
will is stronger than that, right?
mm, mm,
These are
mm.
some of the things that we've been working through, and we work through every day as we approach our lives, and especially our professional lives, right?
That's
You
so
know, we
true.
have to have that intention and that will. So this is a great exercise to practice that.
Oh my God, it's so great. Will and commitment together because like I don't know if it's my generation or just me, but we have a tendency for like dopamine, 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 like, quick, 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 right now.
Yeah.
And that's a short game. And I've played the short game for a very long time. And, now I feel like I'm playing the long game for like the last, I would say 4 months, like very intentionally, like, okay, serotonin is what I'm going for. you know? And so this exercise of feeling into that hunger, that just grabbing for it, or holding a piece of whatever bread, chips, and like smelling it even too,
Mhm.
just change your relationship with food. Did you ever have the experience in your life where like food and mood went together for you?
Been very much like that. I've struggled with my weight throughout my whole life. You know, I've been totally a victim of my taste buds and my mind. You know, those two things together.
Yeah.
So,
How about the justifications that come up out of
oh, totally,
everything?
totally,
Oh, I've become
totally.
such a master at justifying bad, bad habits and stuff. Holy, it's comical to me now. And then the most beautiful part recently, like even last night, Tim, uh, like hitting a new level of love within myself because I realized and felt and know and like could know I forgive myself like fully because that's how God loves me, that unconditionally, that you know no judgment, I guess. So now since last evening I'm much more aware of how I'm speaking to myself and even more, and just allowing, just hey, it's like it's okay, no judgment on self, and that feels so good. Wow.
Hmm.
But it's definitely a practice because it's like new, so I'm like, oh, gonna
It's
just chill.
again, it's getting back to what we talked about at the beginning here, where we're forced into the moment when we have these challenges in front of us, right? So throughout the day, so right now, okay, hunger comes up. As soon as I talk about hunger and I think about it, yeah, I get that thing in my stomach, right? And can I sit with that? Can I be with that? Can I, as sick as it kind of sounds, can I enjoy that?
Yeah, yeah, can you enjoy it? Because remember, we gave it up, right,
Yeah.
as a as a an act of love,
Yes.
and
Yes.
remembering that.
So the beauty of that emptiness, right? And so one of the processes that we use in accelerated evolution, of course, is the universal process, where we have on one side we have the emptiness, and then the other side we remember what it's like to eat that amazing meal that was
Hmm.
so tasty, and oh my, I'm just sitting on the couch like, oh, I'm so full,
So satisfied.
so satisfied. Yeah. Right.
Now, you think the opposite would be full or satisfied if to empty?
I think it's full and empty.
Full and empty. Full and
Yeah.
full, empty. Full.
Yeah, just remembering that moment when you were just, after that amazing meal, you've still got you still got the taste in your mouth. You can still smell it. The dishes are being cleaned, and
Yeah.
you're maybe watching some TV with friends, right? And that feeling, we know that feeling so well.
Yes.
But then comparing that to this feeling that we have right now, that our system is starting to empty out completely. I mean, it takes more than one day, obviously, for that to happen, but we're starting to get in touch with that emptiness.
Would you go more than Monday? Like, would you go more days?
So I've done something called the Master Cleanse, and I've done it for like
You did
14.
the master cleanse. Grape
14
juice.
well, remember, it was in the AE training when I was there. I did 14 days after that.
Oh my God, that's right. No
Yeah.
wonder you were glowing. Now, oh yeah, you're right. Wait, master cleanse is grape juice or cayenne and lemon?
That's the cayenne, lemon, and
Right.
maple syrup. Yeah. And saltwater flush every morning. Yeah. But it's amazing because after a few days, you get into this routine where you're no longer hungry. Because, I mean, you do have the maple syrup, which is sustaining you to a certain
Yeah.
degree. But your system is empty.
Yes.
And you are able to reach some pretty higher spiritual levels from that emptiness, right?
I know, it's so wonderful. I have a whole 4 or 5 days vlog series on my YouTube channel from the first time I ever did a colon cleanse and fast in one. And I was like drinking a thing by it was Hermetica, that was the company. And so actually I stopped drinking the thing, shaking it with apple juice. I think after day 4, and I went to 5 days. That was really challenging. The first 3 days of my first ever fast was really hard. Like I thought I would be fine. I remember canceling all my weekend plans. I remember like losing it on my mom, and she didn't, poor thing, she never even said anything, but like just like, no one talked to me. They just leave me alone. And after I remember waking up on day 3 and I'm like, oh, I feel amazing. And I went for a run, and so connected and
Yeah.
like aware.
Yes.
Oh,
So in comparison, one day really isn't that big of a deal.
yeah, but it might feel like more days.
But we also know that the first day is typically the toughest,
This is
right?
true. This is
This is
true.
that's where the discomfort really starts to
This is
come
true.
up.
Yeah.
So when you feel into this emptiness right now,
Yeah.
how is it adversely affecting your life right now?
Let's make my mouth dry. Maybe there's a slight headache coming. I'm not sure, but I have a tendency to just wander around in my kitchen, see what's going on in there. So it's kind of distracting, and it's helping me be aware of a longing.
Tell me about the longing.
There's something I want that I'm not allowing myself to be privy to. I'm keeping it hidden for some reason, even from myself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something to definitely look at today.
Yeah, that would be something to look at. I'm curious about. I'm surprised I have that as well. Is that normal? Is that a thing? Like, to hide things from yourself like that?
I think it is. I think as we talked in the bigger picture of everything that's going on, we've been hiding things from ourselves a lot, and
Oh, the illusion.
these
We
are the
like
illusions.
the illusion. We like the Maya.
Yes.
Oh, I know, because the expanded us is expanding, but yet we still sometimes feel inadequate to vibrationally align with the bigger expanded version of us. But we're always changing, right? So why hide something from yourself, right? Because it's comfortable here.
Sometimes we're just unaware of it, and we need to strip away. And I think that that's one of the beautiful things about,
Yes.
yeah, it's one of the beautiful things about doing it fast is you strip away a whole piece, which is your digestion system. Think about the energy that goes into digestion.
I know, right?
It's a lot.
So much.
Yeah.
So much. And our brain is, oh my gosh, so connected to our gut.
Yes.
So connected.
Yes.
So it's a win. Win, win, win.
Yes. Yes.
All
Totally. Totally. And if you look at it in the comparison to bandwidth, let's say,
mm,
if less bandwidth is going to your digestion system, it means there's more bandwidth available for other things.
yes.
That's why for thousands of years, religious figures, spiritual figures, anybody who's in the esoteric arts,
Mm,
fasting always goes along with those deeper searches of self.
yes. Wow, that's so true.
So
Totally.
that's an opportunity that's there. So when so you feel this emptiness, you know there's something you're looking for. That's one of the adverse things
Mm-hmm.
that's going on.
Want something, yeah.
And if you could visualize the way that you really want it to feel right now, with how everything is, how would that be?
Nourished. Um, I don't know if is there a word for the feeling of, I guess, hyper aware? Yeah, is what I'm trying to say. Like
Hmm.
almost like see through um things. Uh,
So more sensitivity.
more sensitivity, yeah.
Okay.
Focus.
Okay.
Focus. Like a
Yeah.
lens gets clearer, 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 clearer.
Sure. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So in your ultimate scenario for yourself right now, for your goal would
Mm-hmm.
be to be really focused,
Mm-hmm.
aware,
Mm.
and in that goal, what does it look like to have these hunger feelings and to have this emptiness?
What does it look like?
Yeah, what does it look like in your goal state, in your ultimate state?
Mm. Funny. It looks like video editing.
Cool.
Oh my god. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well,
Great.
being the consummate blogger you are, I'm sure you've got hundreds of hours of that to do.
Right? Yeah, and this is great motivation to sit my ass down and do finish up projects that are half started. This was a COVID thing. Part of it was just start shit, let it go, start shit, let it go, and yeah, just feeling into that was really special for me because it does feel like video editing. I feel like video editing. Yes, it feels so good to say that. I never say that.
It's gonna be good. The day is gonna go by so fast.
I know, I know.
The only,
Yeah,
the
I'll
only
still be the moment.
exactly. And all you got to do is make sure that your water bottle's always full,
Yes.
and you're close to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't have to worry about dinner tonight. I already made my juice. Wow.
That's what I found doing the master cleanse. You realize that how much time goes into buying food, preparing food, cleaning up after food.
Yes.
Like all of wow, like it's a lot of time, you
It's a
know.
lot of time, especially how about the mental real estate it takes up? Should I eat it?
Totally.
Should I not eat it? What
That's
do I
right.
have to
What am I
eat?
gonna eat? Yeah.
Yeah. What do I feel like? Oh God, should I eat it with this person by myself? To watch this show? Don't watch a show. Go outside, stay inside. Like it just
Uh, this is
so
so cool to have this sort of this public catch up with you, because you're very inspiring as I watch you online. Tell me something that's going on in your life right now, and some of the intentions that you have in this moment with your career as really as a, as a broadcaster, as a creator of positive content.
oh man, thank you so much. Tim, you rock. I am so excited right now because I'm finally putting uh, like a course together, a couple of them. So one is on effective communication with self and with other, and the other one is on it's an ayahuasca series. So
Mm,
pre ceremony and post integration
hmm.
stuff, and the last one is for my friends that have certificates and have not put them into full use, perhaps
Mm.
because they feel shy or uncomfortable on camera, or they don't know um, how to convey a message of some sort. So I'm putting another course together on online presence. Yeah, I think that's what I'm calling it.
Nice.
Or like social media, how to make a segment. You know, do the intro, do the pre-interview, like just elements from my television background, because a lot of people don't know that I have a television background, because they just see me online. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you're so relatable. You're so inspiring. You're so this, which I thank you so much. And you should know that I had training.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And so I want to start teaching that. I want to start teaching. I want to start
Mm,
teaching. And
mm,
that feels really good, because I had so much of this like, I can't, or no one's gonna care, or what do I have to say, and I'm not an expert, all these stories, right?
sure.
I feel with COVID, this is what I've been training for spiritually for like the last 15 years, and this is why I chose to come back here this time for this moment to help transition into the new earth. And for me, Tim, this all ties into my highest vision, which an AE process helped me with. And my worst quality took me to my highest vision. My
Mm,
judgmentalness took me to living in an enlightened society,
mm.
Shambhala, and coming back to my warrior self. That's another initiative project, longing being fulfilled right now. Ah, yes, longing being fulfilled. The tender warrior.
You know what? You just put a buffet in front of yourself.
I'm so happy this is recorded. I'm totally going to listen back to myself. But it's so cool. This is making a lot of sense. And I've been saying that inside, Tim, because as much as shit is not making sense to me out there, the crazy thing is, this is the most things are making sense to me inside myself. And I don't know how to reconcile that yet, because I know, there's a symbiotic relationship happening, external, internal. But man, the more that things don't make sense outside there, they're making a lot more sense in here. So those are a few things that I'm really stoked about. And, crafting mm, the life form of the tender warrior, the warrior that can cry, bringing the feminine to the masculine archetype of the warrior, the strong, kind of like aggressive, hard warrior type, and then adding in the soft, gentle, um, like tenderness to that. And I'm noticing discipline equals joy for me. And a lot of people don't get that, I realize,
Mhm,
but that's okay.
mhm.
And because I'm actually realizing, Tim, finally, I'm not for everyone.
No,
And that's okay.
and that's fine.
Wow. Seriously, that feels so good. I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. And the Michael Jordan documentary helped, like, click that in. The Last Dance. I don't know if you watched it, but I loved it. I'm a basketball fan, but I loved, learning just how this guy's life went. We all have a perception of MJ, and then you get to see this other side and the smaller stories that surrounded it. So, anyway.
Well, you inspire me to go and see that now. I have not seen it. I've heard great things about it, but I have not seen it. So
yeah, crushed it in one night.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of which, I mean, I've just got this pile of things to look at.
Oh, you have things that are standing out to you right now?
Oh my goodness, it's just this huge pile because this COVID-19 has put me into a majorly creative mood. And of course I'm finishing my third Mighty One record right now, getting really close to the end of that, which feels really good.
Oh my gosh. Yes, on our next call, can we talk? I would love to interview you about what it's like to make a record.
I'd love to do that with you. Absolutely. It sounds great.
More about that.
But yeah, the thing is that so many people have been sending me, there's been so much more communication than ever because my time bandwidth is so much more than ever before because I'm not as busy out there in the world.
Yep.
And so I've got all these amazing things to look at and check out, and I haven't because my number one priority has been creativity. My number one priority has been producing this record, right? So
it's amazing.
Yeah. So anyways, so thank you for that. Michael Jordan is now added to the list.
Yes, The Last Dance, dude. And if you just like watching about greatness, I don't know if you're a basketball fan, but just watching greatness unfold is quite something. And so I learned that MJ's okay with it. He knows he's not for it, and I can see, there's this one part. No, I'm not going to ruin it for you. But, yeah, that's what I learned. Yeah, I'm not for everyone. and as a coach, I have some great news. I just sold a coaching package.
Congratulations! Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Wow. I know, because you know what, and you know what, Tim? I had a really random call with CK right before I had my second call with her. And the most beautiful thing was I got to quickly download from him. And then I was like, yeah, let's see. And then because when I was talking to her, I wasn't trying to sell her. And yet it was, the questions and stuff were naturally coming out. And with the help of CK helping me just remember your packages. I had some questions about packages. I was going this way and he kind of brought me back this way. And I was super grateful for it because she ended up buying the middle package, which is awesome. And I kind of wanted her to do that as well. And so, that is good news. And as coaches, why, you're not for everyone is important, I think, to recognize is, oftentimes we'll work with anyone and everyone, right? Because everyone needs healing, everyone needs help, and yes, that is absolutely true. But how is your soul resonating with this person? And I'm so recognizing and as the coach, you have the power to say, I don't think this is the right fit, and that feels like an empowering place to be at, because prior to this woman coming into my life, I had another person, another woman, and in fact I had to just send a message saying, this is not how I do sessions, and typically this happens, and perhaps it's not going to work out, and there was a conflict of interest there. Whoa. But to even write that paragraph to her, honoring myself, honoring her, and the healing process, that felt so good, and like a bing, like I leveled up in a way. And so having this conversation now, it's like, yes, this feels good. So
sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's a no, but there's no attachment to what that is. So like you said, you're not for everybody, but for the people that you're there for, you're amazing.
Yes, exactly. And that feels good, because I'm show up 100% for my peeps.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And thanks to CK is one of our colleagues
Yeah.
in this coaching world, and he's a powerhouse, man. He's a total
Uh,
powerhouse.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that guy. It's
So
like he has this like quiet strength to him
yes,
that I
yes.
really appreciate and love. I got to see him while I was in California. We went on a
Oh,
hike.
did you? Cool.
Yeah, yeah. California
Yeah.
was awesome. I didn't get a chance to see Linda in San Diego next time though.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, did you get a chance to go to the last training?
I
On the
did. I was on the last training. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. I
Yeah.
heard it was amazing.
It
Like
was really good. It
people
was really
showed
good.
up. Uh,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely be up for the next one. And have you been on any of these Warrior Sage calls?
I haven't been recently. No, no. I've been training right now. I'm putting together a signature talk and a TED talk and stuff. So
Great.
that's kind of where my bandwidth has been.
Yes, I support that 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Have you formulated your idea and stuff?
Yes, I'm going to be talking about the new Renaissance,
Wow.
because when we look at what happened after the Black Plague, which was one of the most tumultuous times of pandemic in the world. I mean, the beauty and the art and the
Yes.
empathy and the architecture and the philosophy and this beautiful explosion of creativity that happened after that, I believe we're in a similar situation.
Wow. I love that. I would definitely listen to that. And it's so funny. I'm totally with you, Tim. I remember talking to a friend recently and saying, man, you remember we look at art these days and we're like, oh yeah, look, this was from wartime back then. And in the future, we're going to look back at this time and be like, that was from pandemic time. This was created.
Yeah, yeah,
So cool. We're literally living history right now. And wow, just,
yeah. We're at the edge of a new renaissance. That's what I believe,
mm,
and that's the way that I'm approaching life,
yes.
um, and my creativity. And my goal is to help others really get in touch with their creativity.
Mm,
It takes discipline. It takes daily discipline,
mm-hmm.
and things like we're doing today are definitely part of that. They teach our mind discipline,
Yes.
because our mind is resisting, not
Yeah.
eating. And so going through that experience for 24 hours is a great little lesson to let our mind know who's boss.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, yeah, it's true. It's true.
My will and my commitment to, is boss over my mind. My mind, it really helps me in such amazing ways and supports all of the things that I do. I'm very, very grateful for my mind.
Yeah.
But the parts that take me away from my will and away from my commitment,
Yeah.
those are the parts that I will spend my entire lifetime taming.
Sometimes I think that sometimes willpower doesn't stand a chance against the subconscious mind. I've seen that in my own life, and I've read that a couple of times. I'm like, that's very interesting. Even I've been working with my Dreamtime recently. And have you ever worked with Dreamtime?
I have, yeah, lucid dreaming. I practice lucid dreaming quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's helping me so much,
Mhm.
especially even just like before going to bed, like really feeling super accomplished and successful and, you know, content and falling to sleep in that way because, our will is like making decisions and stuff all day. And then when we sleep, we're like resting in the subconscious mind. Like it's like a womb. And I say like I think the subconscious mind is the feminine energy and the conscious mind is masculine. So like that will and commitment.
Mm-hmm. That
And
makes
so,
sense.
yeah, I like that. Like it's making exactly sense to me and feeling really good. Because then there's a part in Ecclesiastics, I think, where I think God says, enter your father. No, something about a closet. Anyway, I'm going to screw up the quote. I'm not going to, but the idea that I want to, the impression I want to leave right now is in dream time, our instructions, let's say, are given to us for the next day, and then we wake up and make it so.
Mhm.
And that's what I've been working with a lot lately, and creating from here. So as much as, mind wants to run the show and stuff, it's your mindset and your feeling. That's the generator of how we create. So that feels
Cool.
really good about COVID time, just to, like you said, dialing into your uh, knowledge, your teachings, and stuff like that. It's really
Mhm.
beautiful. Coming totally back to my esotericness.
Yes.
Agree.
I've got, because my daughter's 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing grade 4 from home and
Mm.
a lot of on. So I've been a bit of a grade 4 teacher too. And one of the, it's interesting how you were talking about how this time will be looked at
Mm.
in the future, right? As a very special time.
Mm.
And one of the things that we have to do today, one of her lessons, is to actually build a time capsule
Oh, nice.
of this
Oh,
time, taking a snapshot of this time,
wow.
and then we're going to stick it away for like 20 years, right? So um,
Amazing.
that's something I'm really looking forward to. Um, Rajie, I'm gonna wrap it up with you. If people would like to know more about you, and follow you on Instagram or get a hold of you in any way at all, where should they look?
Please go to my website, houseofrajie.com, or follow me on Instagram at houseofrajie, Rajie. And I'm going to be getting much better at my YouTube channel and posting a lot more content like this. I want to post our chat on the
Sure.
channel. And yeah, that's the best way to reach me. Um,
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Tim, for this awesome opportunity to go deeper into myself.
Hmm.
Very unexpected. I just decided I was going to jump on your fasting for Mondays, and I hope we can continue this too, like maybe next Monday or something.
Let's next Monday. Let's meet again.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
This time, 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sounds
12.
great. Yeah. 12:3. Yeah. Um, yeah. It's just it's just so awesome to spend time with you and to exchange energy with you and catch up with you. That's a
Mm-hmm.
huge one too. And
Yeah.
then also to have your support through this 24-hour challenge is just really cool. And I hope that this conversation inspires anybody who is watching this to maybe join us next Monday.
Yeah,
Right?
oh, that'd be so cool. Get more
Yeah.
friends involved. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Tim. Enjoy
Much love
your
to you.
day. Much
Thank
love.
you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.